Welcome back, guys. Hope you're all well. We're back with another beer review now, and I swear there's spiders bloody lurking around here. We're sitting outside in the garden because it's a beautiful day. I've done a bit of garden, cut the grass and shit, and I've sat down now and I thought, well, we'll do a beer review. It's one of the beers that my wife got me for my birthday, and incidentally, she got me these beers because I'm from Surrey and that's where this brewery is from. So we're taking a look at another one from Hogs Brewery, Surrey Farm Brewery, also written underneath, and we are taking a look at their Tongham tea, traditional English ale, 500ml bottle, coming in at 4.2%. No idea how much it cost. I do quite like the artwork. She bought me a box of 16. I love the crown as well. Just quickly on the back it says our story. We sit beside the famous ancient chalk ridge of West Surrey, the Hogs. The first brew at Manor Farm was tea, traditional English ale. In 1992, fondly known as Tongham tea after our village, it was an immediate hit and has won many national awards. So we're going to get this cracked open, give it a go and see what we get. Don't have a Hogs brewery glass, so it's just going in a traditional pint glass if you like. So let's get it cracked open and see what we get. Just got it out the fridge. Is it going to be too cold? Quite possibly, but it's not exactly ice cold freezing sort of thing, you know what I mean? It's probably just going to be well chilled, probably at about 5 degrees, something like that. I'm guessing it's not going to be bottle conditioned. I'll leave a little bit in the bottle so we can get the rest out after, just so I can give it a swill now, really, is the biggest thing. So beer in a glass, crystal clear, I would say. There may be a slight haziness, but I'm not quite sure. A few bubbles going up. It's sort of like copper in colour, I'm going to say. Slightly off-white, compact head. Looks like a typical ale, really. So I'm going to give it a swirl. We'll dive in with the nose. Let's see what we pick up. It doesn't actually say... Oh, tell a lie. Blah, 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 blah. I will tell you a bit. Tasting notes: tea is a small batch brewed with finest English malted barley, aren't they always? Surrey grown classic bitter in hop fuggles and water drawn from the chalk aquifers under the Hogs Ridge. It's a traditional ale malt forward taste with the hops providing balance. Lingering malt sweetness leads to a long satisfying finish. Best with rich full flavoured meat and cheeses. Right, dive in, have a sniffers, see what we get. Oh yeah, you definitely get that. There's a proper sort of animal feed, sort of grain feel to it on the nose, big on the nose with that sort of thing. It's hard to pick up the hops, I would say, on the nose. They maybe are just in there in the background lightly, but it's very much animal feed. A little bit of maybe sort of brown bread on there, but not a lot else. A little bit of sweetness maybe in there as well, so we'll top her up. There's still a little bit left. Oh, I got that all wrong. There's a little bit left, so let's dive in. Hogs Brewery, Tongham tea, traditional English ale, 4.2%. Cheers. Yeah, it's nice enough. Does feel a little bit sort of empty, not a lot going on in there, but we'll come to that after. So 4.2% on the body. Considering that strong sort of grainy taste and aroma, I was expecting a fuller body on this. I think it is quite light. Yeah, it does feel quite light, and it does feel a little bit watery, I'm going to say. Carbonation. Carbonation is quite pleasant in it. but again, it doesn't really sort of hide that wateriness on the back end for me. It's okay smoothness wise, mouthfeel okay. For me, on the taste, it's full on sort of grain animal feed sort of taste for me in there. The more I've drunk of it, I'm going to say the hops are coming to the front a little bit more. I say they're coming to the front a little bit more, maybe my palate's just adjusting to them a bit more, but it's full on sort of maltiness at the start. You do get that tickle of hops in there, very grainy, like I say. Sort of sweet. There's a funny sort of sweetness in it. I can't put my finger on it. I'm not going to say it's an off sort of sweetness. The sweetness is there. It's almost like a very sort of thin, watered down, if you like, sort of toffee caramel sort of sweetness in there. And then when that starts wearing off a little bit, along with the maltiness and the grainness of the beer, the hops do kick in a bit more. Does leave you with a little gentle bitterness. I think it could do with a little bit more bitterness in there myself. I mean, it does say lingering malt sweetness leads to a satisfying finish. I think it's a little bit too much on the maltiness and the sweetness. I think it could do with just not a massive difference really. I suppose it's everyone's personal taste, but for me, I would like just that little bit more sort of hoppiness and that little bit more of a hoppy bitter finish on the end, because you know, I don't think it's as balanced as they make out. I would like a little bit more hoppiness in it. But what's it like? Is it one I would buy again? Honestly, no. It's all right, but for me it's very much a sort of supermarket standard ale, like some of these ales you buy in the supermarkets that are very sort of mediocre, I would say. Nice enough, but maybe not quite that next sort of level, and that's what this one is for me. Don't get me wrong, nothing nasty in there. 4.2%. Yeah, there's sort of flavours there, but they are only the basic sort of flavours for me. But yeah, I just find it's lacking a little bit personally for my taste buds. I wouldn't go out and buy it again. I mean, if I had to buy it in a pub because there was nothing else there, I probably would. But I mean, it really would have to be the best of a bad bunch for me to go and pick that up in a pub, personally. I think I would struggle not to find, I think, a better beer than that in a pub for my taste buds. But if it's your sort of thing, it's your sort of thing. It can't be that bad. It's won awards, but personally doesn't quite hit the spot for me. So Hogs Brewery, Tongham tea, traditional English ale. Give it a go. It might be your sort of thing. Personally, it's not ultimately my big sort of thing, but it's okay. Yeah, and if you've had it before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon on another one. Cheers, people coming in the drive.